Hello, welcome to scr1tno Knitting Project podcast. My name is Sharon and I'm coming to you from Surrey in the UK, where I live with my family, 3 cats and a dog. Today is Saturday the 9th of May 2020 and this is episode 55. Welcome if you are a new viewer, welcome back if you're a returning viewer. Thank you for joining me today. Quick note on the knitting project. The knitting project is something I came up with when I realised just how many whips I have. And basically I work on a different project over a 6-day rotation and eventually everything gets done. It will become slightly self-explanatory as I go through. But it's because some days I'm busier than others normally. I mean, pretty much every day is the same at the moment, isn't it? Because we're all in lockdown. But some days I'm busier than others, and that's why I rotate over 6 days and not 7. So let's get into it, and my first section is admin. Okay, so we've got 2 knit-alongs going on at the moment. We've got the square a day cowl, which is where we're knitting a square a day on a cozy memory blanket, a granny stripe blanket, or doing a stripe on a granny stripe blanket. Doing a hexagon on a quilt. Nobody's doing that at the moment, or at least nobody's entered it. And we're heading down for the next check-in, which will be the end of June, and will be 182 squares. So hope you're all doing really well with it. Hope you're still on track and carrying on. And the other one is our new knit along, which is the May Mini Madness, and basically it's to knit anything using scraps of yarn or minis. There's a couple of chatter going on in the chatter thread. Please do come join us, tell us what you're doing. I haven't quite decided what I'm doing yet, but as we all know, I'm always knitting with minis, so you know. And the third thing I've got is that we had the shawl along that ended at the end of April, and I need to draw a prize winner. So I've got that up, and we've had 35 entries, so I'm going to apologise when I set all your series off now, but mine doesn't always speak to me, so this could be quite amusing. Hey Siri. Choose a random number between 2 and 35.
A random number between 2 and 35 is 9.
Ooh, okay, so let's see who's post number 9. That's going to be on the first page, isn't it? Number 9. Oh wow, it's Sophie of the Spring Snowflake. Well done, Sophie. That's brilliant. Okay, so it's a pattern this time, Sophie, just because I'm not going to the post office, so I'll message you. Well done. Did you finish your shawl? I can't remember. So many shawls. Yes, me too. Me too. Oh, that's brilliant. Okay, so that's done that. I'm not going to answer any comments today because there's no questions, but thank you very much for all your comments on the last week's episode. Brendy, I'm so sorry that I've enabled you for yet another project. It's not good, is it? I have the same problem with other podcasters, I have to admit. There is a potential new cast on coming up that is definitely blamed on other podcasters at the moment, which I will tell you about. It's not this week, it's next week. Right, let's get into the main part of the podcast. So day 1 is socks, and I have a finished object. We kind of knew that these were going to be finished. It's going to blend into my other finished objects, these, aren't they? So these are my Nest Point shorties that I have done for my lovely daughter Charlie. I did her a pair of jelly rolls earlier on, and then with the leftover yarn I made her a pair of shorty socks from the Nest Point pattern, which is a pattern by the Lonely Knitter. Now the pattern is for full length socks, but I just literally adapted it to do for a pair of shorties. It's a lovely pattern. If you want a simple vanilla pattern, if there is such a thing, this is it. It's lovely. You can read the knitting so you know which row you're on next. Really, really easy to do. And I've done twisted 1x1 rib for the cuff, heel flap and gusset. And yeah, I'm really pleased with these. It's a bit of a blue day, isn't it? And now, bless Charlie, she can actually have these socks. So I can give her these and the jelly rolls, because I was holding off because she didn't know she was getting these. Well, she does know she's getting the jelly rolls. So I was holding off until I got this pair done and showing you a lot. So she can have those now. So I'm really pleased I got those finished. I mean, they literally take me a day. So that's, well, for one, I hasten to add, not for 2. That would be impressive. And then, so I have a new cast on, and that's living in this really pretty bag by Elderflower Stitches. which I got last year. So I don't know whether I showed it on the podcast or not. I think I may have done. I haven't used it yet. So sometimes projects just all come together, and I had such pretty yarn that I was using. I really wanted a pretty project bag for it. And in here I have got a new cast on. Now if you've seen my Instagram feed, you'd have seen this, but I'm using a contrast mini for the cuffs, heels and toes, and this is a little mini from my lovely friend Kelly at Lay Family Yarn. Sorry, it is blowing out a little bit. It's the palest of pale pinks with slightly darker speckles of pink. And then I am making socks. It's a needle cozy from So Raimi, Rachel. And yeah, I'm making socks from this lovely yarn. Oh, look at that. That looks fab, doesn't it, on the screen? Which is, oh, not attached. Neither of my balls of yarn are attached. I think I must be at the toe. Look, so this is called Hopeless Romantic. Hold on, I have the ball band. I do have the ball band. There we go. Isn't that pretty? You've seen this before. Yep, Hopeless Romantic by the lovely Helen of Giddy Yarns. He does really amazing self-striping. And yeah, that's the yarn I'm using. And this is the sock. So we have, that's a little stitch marker by Jiggles and Beans because I thought it went really well with these colours. It's like a pastel rainbow, this, with, you can see the mini and the calf, and I'm about to do the toe. Now the pattern is just one I made up, and basically it's yarn over, knit two together each time I changed colour, and it gave me that, which is quite, I think it's quite sweet. It's a very summery pattern. I have an idea of how I'd do it differently next time, but I'm very happy with it. And then that's how it looks without the pattern. It's so pretty. Such a pretty pattern, colourway. Such a pretty colourway. And I'm doing it on my standard 2 circular needles. These are just licky needles on a 2.5mm 60 stitch count. And yeah, absolutely love it. It's all I wanted to knit on for a while. I've got into my summer colours, but I love it. So I'm about to do the toe on that. So that was my new cast on this week. I don't think I've got another new cast on. No, that's my new cast on this week. So that is day 1 socks. So day 2 is shawl day, and that's hanging out in my Dorothy bag. And it's my Fuss Free Festival Shawl by Louise Tilbrook. And it's just garter stitch on a, what's it called? Something triangle? No, it's gone. I knew what it was called last week. Oh dear. And I was actually there, where is it? There last week. But because this rotation's over 6 days, not 7, one of the projects gets 2 lots of working on it. So that was the first lot of working, and then that was the second lot of working. And this is a colour wheel by Knit Circus. And it started off easy purple. And now it's transitioning into the blue. And then into the green. So that's as much as I've got left now of my giant colour wheel. So not too much. And it's just lovely. It's garter stitch. I mean, the row is getting quite long now. It's designed as a 1 skein project, and the skein I've got is actually a skein and a half, so it's going to be a little bit bigger than normal. Yeah, love it. And I'm doing that on Licky Needles too. And what size did I decide on in the end? 3.5. I restarted this a number of times before I got a kind of drape I wanted, and yeah, 3.5mm, and this is there we go, I found it. It's Circus Yarns, and that's the colourway on there. I did buy this from, I think it's from America, which I'm not doing anymore because I get really hammered on customs now. Having said that, I have bought something from the Crafty Toads because I fell in love with their Maryland sheep and wool colourway they did, so I did buy that. So I'm really hoping I don't get too hammered for customs on that one. But I'll show you that when it arrives. I'm not expecting it anytime soon because obviously, you know, post. But yeah, I really love this. I'm looking forward to having it done so I can wear it. It's going to be really pretty. Yeah, that's lovely. I really like that. I really like that. So yeah, and when that one's done, I might have to resurrect one of my other 2 Maytham shawls. Oh dear. Right, so that's day 2, shawl day. So day 3 is garment day, and yes, I haven't finished Understated. I am so pleased with this. Now, theoretically, there should be some photos and some video going in here now, because I can't really show it to you in here. It's really difficult to show anything because I haven't got enough space. So, but it's so drapey. One thing I wasn't able to show so well, I didn't realise, is how drapey it was. This yarn is gorgeous. Now the yarn is by a company called Rhapsody Yarns, and this is the Peacock Feathers colourway, and it's really, really pretty. And I really need a blue jumper, actually. I think we had this conversation at some point about the fact that I needed a blue jumper. I love it. I love the way the neck fits. I love the way the arms fit on it. Now the arms on the pattern are done on a smaller needle, I think, and you decrease. I've kept them on the same size needle and I haven't decreased at all, and then they fit me really, really well. It's knit top down in the round. I used I'm not sure, hold on, let me look it up. I think it was 4mm needles, wasn't it? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. What are you? Are you a 4mm needle? Yeah, 4mm needles. And I love it. Absolutely love it. It's a pattern by Joji Locatelli. It's from the Inspirations Book 6, which is a collaboration with Vera Valimaki, but I believe it is also available on Ravelry now as a standalone pattern. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I love it so much that I'm really struggling not to just cast on another one. This is my 3rd one that I've knit. I've knit 2 for me and 1 for my friend Kelly of Lay Family Yarn, and I would cheerfully cast this on again tomorrow. However, I am going to try and knit the Whitmore sweater by Amy Loudon of Little Tailoress Studios in I've got a Dusty Dimples yarn that I think you've all saw, the pink DK, so that will be on next week's. But yeah, I love this. I love this pattern. I cannot wait to wear it. In fact, I didn't, because the photos and the videos you've just seen is from yesterday. So I did wear it for a little while yesterday. But yeah, I love it. I love the way the neck fits. I love the way the arms fit. I love the drape. I love the look. And because I wear dresses over leggings pretty much every day, these little cropped sort of sweaters work really well with that look. So yeah, favourite jumper of all time, I think. So that's day 3, jumper day. Day 4 is crochet day, and that's hanging out in my Knitting Soothes the Soul bag, because, you know, from Fondant Fibres. Love this little bag, so pretty. And I am crocheting what am I crocheting? Come on brain, catch up with the mouth. I am crocheting a Christmas blanket. So that's the ones I've done. Literally sitting here going, why have I got 2 piles? I've finished off the so I've only got 3 squares done again. It's not getting there very quickly with this. So I did that one, and then this one is a new colourway, which I really like. I love how that's crocheting up. Isn't that pretty? And that is my current little mini that I'm using. And at the moment I have not joined these together, although I have now come up with the idea of how I'm doing that. So watch this space. I need to crochet a plain colour to go between them. So yeah, I've got an idea of what I'm doing with that now. So yeah, isn't that lovely? And this is my leftovers, which I've made into a little magic knot ball. And I am going to knit myself, when I have finished this and then I've got a decent sized magic knot ball, I'm going to knit a habitation throw with my leftovers. So I should end up with 2 Christmas blankets. So the idea is this is going to be a Christmas blanket that only comes out at Christmas and that I put away for the rest of the year. So it should be extra special. I have just dropped the ball on the floor. I'll pick that up in a minute. So it should be extra special because it will only come out at certain times of the year, but I don't anticipate getting it done anytime soon. Next Christmas, Christmas after, I think, maybe more of a realistic, maybe even the Christmas after that. But I'm enjoying doing my little squares, and now I've got a really good idea of what I want to do with them. Yeah, I'm going to start joining them up. But so that's my crochet day at the moment, and I'm using a 3mm clover crochet hook because that's my favourite. And I just want to get a good day to work on it. Unfortunately today will not be that day because today is the day I'm on it, and I've got a lot of editing to do today, so that won't work. But that is day 4. So that's day 4 crochet day. So day 5 has now been renamed Here Comes the Whip Day, and I'm still working on my amazing socks from the lovely Ellie of Craft House Magic, and it's living in a bag also by Ellie of Craft House Magic. Isn't that lovely? And these are the Country Garden socks. I'm sorry Ellie, I'll remember what they're called eventually, won't I? Yeah, Country Garden socks. And this is by the lovely Ellie of the Craft House Magic podcast. Aren't they lovely? And look, I got one finished. I mean, I didn't do very well, but I've got one finished. So that one there is where I was last week. And I had just mucked up the next stitch, which is that one. So there is a definite division between top and bottom where I've got an odd stitch, but I managed to work it out for the rest of the sock. So I'm really pleased with that, and that's where I was when you saw at the podcast last week, and I've done the whole of that sock. I'm so pleased. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. And I really love this yarn, so much so that I have bought some more, which you will see in a later section. And this is the yarn. This is the Country Garden sock set, or English Garden sock set. Bear with, it's right next to me. English Country Garden sock set. So it comes with that and a mini, and I've got sparkle. I absolutely love it, really love it. So this is that's how far I've got. I have cast on, so I've cast on in the green, and then I'm going into the blue to do the rib, and that's a little needle cozy also from Ellie of Craft House Magic, because I do like things matching. So it all matches. Yeah, and I just love this project, so I'm really enjoying Here Comes the Whip Day. And then once I've got these mastered, I'm actually going to make myself a perfect pair in the other set. But I have to say the pattern's not complicated, it's just my brain is suffering. And also it's a kind of lesson for don't put a project down and then try and pick it back up again and think you know exactly what you're doing, because you don't. So that is day 5. Here comes the whip. So day 6 is scrappy project days, and mine is living in my lovely basket from Made by Mrs H, which is our lovely moderator Katie, and it is the Northeasterly, which is a pattern by scr1tno. And I did actually make some progress this week. Last week that's all I've done between those 2 stitch markers, so nothing, and then this week I have actually done a bit more. So this is the Down Sheepy Lane section, that is a hedgerow section, and then the one at the bottom is Sherry Iris. So loving how this is knitting up, it's so pretty. I have left needle holders in the other end so that if I want to make it longer I can, but it's not quite my wingspan, it's nearly my wingspan. Haven't quite decided how long I want this yet. Haven't really decided what I'm doing with it yet, although I'm thinking it's going to be my garden blanket for in the summer when I'm on my lounger, because I think it would go really, really well with that. So yeah, that's this week's project. Now I'm using just literally Knit Pro Symphony needles, 2.5mm, and they're lovely, they're really lovely, they're like the perfect length for this, and they've got such a smooth join, they're really nice, I really like them. Yeah, it's just this project just makes me happy, full stop really. I'm quite happy just sitting on this for the rest of the time, but I can't because I have a lot of other projects I want to get on with. So eventually this will get done. But so that's my day 6 scrappy project day. So next up is my cozy memory blanket, and that's living in my seaside bag from Busy Pottering. Oh, how are we doing on our cozy memory blankets? Is everybody getting on? It's quite difficult to knit blankets this time of the year when it's really hot, isn't it? So I decided last week that I would do a rainbow stripe, which is what I've done. So this is my rainbow stripe, that's what you saw last week. Just no, stay there. So that's what you saw last week, and then from here that is Unbelievable. Oh, that's in here, hold on. When you forget, no, this is from a mini set of Made by Jude, which I got from Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted. There were some minis that were given to me. So that's that one. And then these here, all of these are from a mini set from Caledonian Dye Works, which I'll show you in a moment. So they're all, so that is my rainbow stripe section, and I've done a rainbow section for 2020 in support of the NHS, because they're doing an absolutely amazing job here in the UK, and to remember the dreaded virus. So I've squared off now, and then this morning, where is it? I have just started popping in, and that's the square from my Christmas socks from Woolly Goodness, which is that one. And then once I put a square in here, I'm also going to crochet some squares out of it for my Christmas blanket. Yeah, so I want to pop it in here and then I can take it downstairs for that. And I am using, these are Symphony needles, they're 2.5mm Symphonies, got cut off by my camera there, which hubby bought me for my birthday 2 years ago, or Easter 2 years ago. They bought me a couple of years ago, and I use on my blanket. So my special project has special needles. I love them actually, they're just like little, they're tiny needles, so they're really, really perfect for little squares. And as you can see, I haven't actually finished today's square. I shall do that whilst I'm editing the podcast. Yeah, so this is my Caledonian Dye Works pack that I had. I'm sorry, this is going to be a bit noisy and also very difficult to show. That's the label, and then that's that pack, part of the pack, and those colours there, and then it's a 2-pack, so there's those colours there too. It's attached, so very difficult to show. So I am going to add them in next, after I finished adding in my Christmas yarn and my Made by Penguins blue yarn, which is the yarn, I'm not sure I mentioned that, the yarn I knit Charlie's Shorty socks in is called from Made by Penguins. So that's my cozy memory blanket, and that is the end of my knitting section. I think I might do spinning next. So spinning is hanging out in my spinning project bag, which the lovely Anne of Busy Pottering especially made for me, and I have started spinning my hedgerow yarn fibre again. Now my hedgerow yarn fibre, you can see there, that is a braid that the lovely Jane of Hedgerow Yarns sent me when she was dyeing fibre for the first time to test spin, and I test spun it and did knit up a little swatch for her. So now I'm spinning up the rest of the yarn, and that was a full bobbin that I'd done, which you've seen on the podcast before. This is an Anchorworks bobbin. And then I was lucky enough to have a jumbo flyer that I got from Grace of Babel's Travelling Yarns podcast, and I'm just starting on my jumbo bobbin to spin the rest of this. So the idea is hopefully I can 2-ply these together. I'm only just getting back into spinning again now from quite a while, and I've just noticed this is a lot finer than that. A lot finer, and I thought I was actually spinning that quite finely. Obviously I wasn't. Can you see? That's a lot thicker. It didn't look that thick when I was spinning it last night compared to that, so I'm going to have to improve my spinning a little bit, but that's okay. Not sure what I'm going to do with it yet when I've got it finished, but it's beautiful and soft. It might have to be a shawl. Or a garment. I really want to make a garment out of my hand spun, but that might be being a bit ambitious, I think. I'm a relatively new spinner. I've had my wheel for a year this year, on my birthday, so in June I will have had it a year, and part of that I haven't spun for because my knee was really sore over Christmas, so I couldn't spin. So I'm only now really getting back into it, so yeah. But that's my spinning, and lastly, for the actual making content, I have some sewing, and that's hanging out in this beautiful bag that was made as part of Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted, and was sent to me by my lovely friend Kelly. I love this bag, it's so pretty, and I'm using it to keep my current sewing project in. Now, my current sewing project is from the Stitchery, lovely Nikki Franklin, and is a sampler. So the idea is that you learn how to do lots of different stitches, which is what I was doing there. I've stalled on that one because I'm not convinced that's right. I need someone to look at it who knows what they're doing and tell me whether I've got that right or not. So I might send a close-up of that to my friend Sherry in a bit and go, I'm not sure. But talking of Sherry, my lovely friend Sherry Iris, is doing a stitch along or embroider along for cow parsley, and I got Meg, my youngest, to design mine onto the side of my sampler, because Nikki encourages you to use the stitches that you're going to practice, and it's done with stem stitch and some knots, some French knots at the top. Can you see the French knots? Yes, you can, just about. Oh, I'm so pleased with this. I have spent a lovely morning following Sherry's amazing tutorial on her YouTube channel, learning how to do this. I'm so pleased with it. Absolutely over the moon with this. And I wasn't happy about the colour of my French knots, although actually on camera they are standing out, but not so much in real life. So I've bought some more because I hadn't got any cream thread. I have bought some more, and that's about to come up in my next section. But yeah, I love that. So pleased with that. So that's what I'm stitching at the moment, and just being able to stitch at the end of the day after I've finished work just for half an hour is such an indulgence and so lovely. So I haven't done any this week just because I've stuck on that particular stitch. I mean, I can carry on the other ones, but the brain doesn't want to do that. And then I was waiting for my yarn, my embroidery thread to turn up to do the knots, so I kind of stalled on that for a little while, but hopefully I will get on with it now that I've got this and I've shown you. Because also I wanted to show it on the podcast. So that is my stitching section, my embroidery. Acquisitions. For someone who's not supposed to be buying any yarn, I have an awful lot of yarn to show you this week. Yeah, that happened. Mainly I blame Sherry. So we have got, what are you? Right, so this I had to get because I have just embroidered cow parsley, and this was Sherry's cow parsley colourway. Oh, I just love it. So pretty. So yeah, I'm going to have to do a Sherry Iris on EDT with all her yarn, I think. The ED is a t-shirt by Isabel Kramer, and I love them, and I haven't knitted one for a while, but I'm thinking I might have to do a faded one with all Sherry's yarn. So that's that one. And then this one I had to buy because, you know, I'm Ladybird at Guides and Brownies, and this is part of their Country Diary collection as well, and this is Ladybird on a leaf. So, you know, you had me at Ladybird. The artwork on that. That's done by Sherry's son Chris. It's amazing. So, you know, that had to come home. Oh, the excuses we use, eh? Sticking with Sherry, if you've not had your Life of Birds Sock Club for April, look away, because this is my one. And it was I need to find my piece of paper with it on. There we go. Goldfinch, that's what it is. So it's the Goldfinch this time, and this is, look at that, isn't he lovely? He's so sweet. And this is the beautiful colourway. I do like that. I have to find something to do with all these. I might have to make a sock collection in all of Sherry Iris's sock sets. And then this is the print that came with it, which I love. Yeah, that's the Goldfinch. Right, you can look back now. That's the sock set. I'm just literally throwing my hand in here, and that's the yarns. We'll do that in a moment. This is another print because, again, you know, I had to get my Ladybird print, being Ladybird, which is just gorgeous. Okay, so Giddy Yarns, I have got my Nostalgia Club for April. So this is the 1930s, so if you haven't seen your one yet, please look away now. And this is Dabino, Pluto, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Chocolate Chip Cookies and The Hobbit, and please see her channel for which one's which. But aren't they lovely? They're so pretty. I'm going to show you the other end because there's sort of slightly different the other end as well, so let's pull that one up, and then that's the other end, and then that's it. Sort of, can you see that one's got yellow that end and red that end? They're lovely, really, really pretty. So that's that. So you can look back, And then I've got a blanket box, which Helen's doing like little blanket boxes, and I'm going to pop that in my Cozy Memory blanket. That's where that's heading off to. So you'll see those again quite soon, I think. And these are 10 gram mini skeins. That's Helen's logo. And they're really cute. And you know I'm a sucker for a mini. And then this I just fell in love with when I saw it on her vlog. She's doing May vlogs, that's the one. And she was dyeing this, and it's called Serenity. Such my colours. Isn't that beautiful? See, that's why I like recording up here. The lighting's really good. You wait till I turn it over, you can see the speckles. Look at those speckles. It's so lovely. So is that going to be the right way up? No, let's do it the right way up, shall we? There we go. Yeah, that's again is Giddy Yarns. So that's the end of my, no it's not the end of my yarn at all. I've forgotten about Ellie. So Craft House Magic, as you know, I ordered the English Country Garden sock set, which is this one. Isn't it beautiful? I love this yarn. I tell you what, a DK Understated would look lovely in that blue. No, Sharon, you can't do that yet. maybe near Christmas. I might ask my family to get it for me for Christmas. It's lovely, really love it. And then while I was on her site, of course I had to go and look at minis, and there's a lovely little kind of taster set of all her minis. There's I Think We're Alone Now, Holding Out for a Hero, Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now, Smells Like Teen Spirit, Tell It to My Heart, Rock Me Amadeus, and Lucky Star. I have no idea which is which. Go check out Ellie's website, the Craft House Magic website. Oh, they're beautiful. So pretty. And these are going into my northeasterly. I'm going to have an Ellie, because I've got loads of Ellie's minis. I'm going to have an Ellie strip in my northeasterly, so I'm going to put that in my northeasterly blanket. And that's Ellie's logo. So Ellie's Craft House Magic. She has an amazing podcast. I can't imagine that you watch me and don't watch her, but if you don't, please go and check her out. She's genuinely lovely. Oh. Yeah, these are so pretty, and they're perfect for my, literally the perfect colours for my northeasterly, so they're definitely going in my northeasterly. Right, that is all the yarn now. The only thing I've got left to show now is an amazing package I got from the Stitchery. Hold on, there's so much of it. Oh, also with Ellie's you get a little mini, and I got this little mini which is also going to go into my northeasterly because it's the perfect colour, and that's What a Feeling. Isn't that pretty? So that's one of her regular colourways. Ellie has a really pretty yarn. So that's the end of the yarn. Now this is the Stitchery, and you get I've got one colour to follow, which is what that postcard is saying. That postcard is the same, but it's a blank postcard, which is so pretty, and I love using these when I'm kind of giving out gifts and prezzies and things to you lot. And then also there was a little, in an envelope with a little card on it. Again, blank, perfect for sending out prizes. So it's an amazing amount of extras you get. There is a lovely little, and I do like this, little Stitchery Favourites tutorial card. And then I bought a project bag embroidery kit. Well, it's just the bag. I haven't got the yarn for it, but I've already got most of the yarn colours in this anyway. I'm missing one colour, which is one of the ones that's coming. And then I bought this colour because I want to use this and this for my cow parsley. So now I've got that, I can put that in my cow parsley project bag, and I can get on with that, and I can do my French knots in that colour. But you definitely get your money's worth when you order from the stitchery. They're the amazing extras you get. Like Ellie and her little bit of yarn. I love things like that because they all just go in my blanket. Right, so I have a huge mess in front of me now that I'm going to have to clear up in a minute. That's it. I'm done. Oh, it's been a mammoth one today, hasn't it? So much to show you. So just going into, what did I call it last week? Bits and bobs. I quite liked that. So bits and bobs at the end. My bit where I just chat to you. Okay, so first up, I hope you're all okay. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all staying safe and I hope you're all staying in at the moment. It is the bank holiday weekend here in the UK. We celebrated VE Day yesterday, which is the 75-year anniversary of the Victory in Europe Day. Now, I am a forces child. Both my parents were in the forces in the war, and Ian is ex-RAF. So we've got bunting up and we kind of celebrated yesterday. I have got that in my vlog, hopefully, some of it anyway. And we're having beautiful weather. It's gorgeous weather here at the moment, which so I am actually currently roasting because I'm in the loft. So we're all okay, we're all safe and we're all well, and kind of trying to make the best of it. I've had a good week. I've had a really good week. Work's been okay, not had any issues with work, which after the previous week was a good thing. So work's been fine. Everybody's been well. It's been a good week. It's been a really good week. I've got loads of crafting done, as I can show you by everything I've just shown you. So that's nice. And I've managed to, apparently I've managed to video so much vlog footage, I've had to stop the vlog I was doing. So vlog 3 is done. And I'm already working on vlog 4. So I've got the one that I'll edit today will go up this Wednesday. So I'm already on footage for the following Wednesday. Crazy. But we've been doing quite a bit, which is nice. At home, I hasten to add. We've not been out. I mean, I have been out. I've been out to go and get my Tesco's click and collect order from Gatwick, but that's it. So we're all in good spirits, really. Thankfully. My youngest stepson, so Ian's son, had decided he wanted to use his bread maker during the week, so I put together a package so he could make bread, and he's done that really successfully. That's nice. And the kids are all fine. Katie's working hard. She looks tired, actually. I think this long 3-day weekend is going to do her good, bless her. Charlie's fine, and I'm looking forward to giving her Made by Penguin socks. Now Charlie is penguin at Guides and loves penguins, hence the yarn Made by Penguins, and she loves blue, so she's going to adore those. And then Meg is just Meg, bless her. She's lovely. She's fine. She's been helping me out with a few bits and pieces craft wise, which some of you will find out about eventually. So I think that's it, really. I don't think I've got too much more. Sophie, please do message me. That's some of the things I've been doing, actually. I've been watching Sophie's podcast, Lure of the Lonely Knitter, The Hairy Sheep, Emma and Rosie, who I adore. Who else have I? And various people's vlogs, Tales from Cuckoo Land, Little Drops of Wonderful Ali, and Kate of the Last Homely House, who I absolutely adore. I would watch that woman read the phone book. Oh, and the Crafty Toads, they're brilliant. They're doing daily vlogs as well, and they never fail but to make me laugh. They are brilliant. So yeah, do check them out if you don't watch them. That's it, I'm done. I'm going to call it a day. So I hope you're okay wherever you are. Take care, and I'll see you next week.